The Wizarding World is a really cool like lore.
Could you imagine having
Shout out to J.K. Rowling. She's the best.
Yeah, she's an amazing
she's a creative
woman.
Genius, you know. I'd honestly follow her in all of her beliefs. I don't really care what they are. This is the place where you come and hang with the best old boys in town. We gonna get on up, we gonna get on left, we gonna get on right and get down. It is time for the Joystick Show. Ooh, whoa.
I am not.
You like that, right?
I am not matching this energy.
It just swipes over the big bands in the corner, like, you know, it swipes back over. I'm in the suit. It's like, hey, welcome to the Joystick Show. I'm your host, Bobby Rosario. We've got a great show for you today.
We would work so much better as like a Tonight Show.
Oh, absolutely.
We
Bro, okay, I could see it already. I'm like Jimmy Fallon, and you're like fucking, what's this guy's name from SNL, the writer?
Andy Richter?
Not Richter. That's Conan's guy. Fucking, oh my God. Why am I, he has a Higgins. You'd be
the
Steve
glasses
Higgins.
guy. Yeah.
You'd be Steve Higgins, right?
Okay.
And then you'd be fucking
That guy.
You know, you're the band leader. You're Questlove. Joey's Questlove.
He is.
And then Jerry's like the producer. You know?
Joey's cue card guy.
I'm down. we got a show. Welcome to the Joystick Show. Great things.
Maybe
here.
Jerry. I don't know. We'll see.
Ah, man.
What
It's fun to be back. I mean, before we get into the Joystick Show,
Yeah.
you know, we got to hit you with this typical mumbo jumbo, this typical self-promotion that we got to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It'd help us a great deal if you like this episode of the Joystick Show.
It would.
This is episode
just like us.
128. Yeah, wow. And, you know, coming at you not so live here every week on a Wednesday to just, you know, spit to your ears for about 40 minutes to an hour about whatever the fuck we want to talk about and make jokes about.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're at it, subscribe to Team Joystick. And, yeah.
Subscribe. Very important.
What's up with y'all?
What's up?
I've been doing a lot.
You're not supposed to say what's up to what's up.
Yeah, I always do
There's
that.
no
I've done that my
Could you-
entire life.
What's up with you? What's up? What's up?
Because if you do that,
Great talk. And then they just both
bye.
go their separate ways.
I've been doing a lot, but you have anything you wanted to say with that? What's up? No.
No.
Okay.
No. What's up?
What's up?
Whatchamacallit, we're filming this a few days before Valentine's Day. So,
Yes.
I'm unable to spend Valentine's Day with my girlfriend, so we decided to have our like Valentine's Day weekend. And I took her to a spot that just opened up in October called Witch Tteokbokki. And it's like a Korean ramen shop where you can make your own ramen.
What is it? Which Tteokbokki?
Witch Tteokbokki.
Tteokbokki. What
Yeah.
is that?
Yeah.
What's that Japanese for?
It's Korean, I think.
Korean.
Yeah, I've seen many reels on Instagram about this place, so I'm a little jealous.
What the fuck is Tteokbokki? Is that a
I know what Pokey is, but I don't know what Tteokbokki
like
is.
the Pokemon? Or?
Yeah, I think you might be close. But actually, what happened was we had to we had to sign in, and we waited for like an hour and 30. So we kind of walked around and like went into a Dunkin' Donuts while we waited.
Mm-hmm.
And this woman came, gave us this big ass bowl, sat us at a table that had like a heated little stove in the middle, put the big ass bowl in there, poured water, and then gave us another big ass bowl and was like, "Go." And I was like, what am I going? I was like, what is this? And then they gave us two small. I took pictures of this because I wanted you to see this, so you could throw them up now. There's two skillet bowls that I also thought were pans, and she's like, no, those are your dishes. And I was like, oh, okay. And Nicole and I were just laughing at each other like, we have no idea what we're doing here. And we look like what exactly are we supposed to do?
I can't wait to somehow edit the band Skillet into that picture that you posted. But continue.
I'm so jealous.
There was like 6 powders, and that was the sauce. Like if you were to make a bag of ramen, that's like the powder that you put in with the boiling water.
Real quick, so it's like their original like flavoring, or like
do they
3
just
of
get
their
by
original buying it? And
it's 3 of their original
Okay,
spices, and
yeah.
then 1 like
Got
everyday
generic,
like generic spices.
I was just curious. I don't want you to be like getting ripped off going to this high variety shop. You get the top ramen packs.
No, this is a very popular thing. Like I've watched videos of people in like Singapore and Japan where it's like they're ramen shops.
So it's like a high end ramen.
Yeah.
Right?
So so like there it's like $5, and then you get whatever ramen you do. You put whatever you want in there. But this place is a little more like you grab all of the ingredients.
It's like a buffet style ramen shop. So they have boiled eggs, they have celery, they have carrots, they have cantaloupes, they have broccoli, they have all types of noodles, udon, thin, angel, like all these types of noodles, and then even their own experimental like wheats and stuff. Like there was a noodle.
What's so
filled with
funny,
cheese.
bro?
I'm sorry. I didn't want to be a dick. But Joe's
What
like,
happened?
There's so many types of ramen, bro. They have
bro.
thin, they have angel. Yeah.
Bro,
Because I lost track.
No,
I know
no,
all the Italian
I
pastas.
wasn't saying it to make funny
They
because
got-
I can't even name. I thought ramen was just one fucking thing. You
They
know,
have all these different,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like different noodles.
it's that
Bobby.
stringy shit. You know,
I
that's
start
ramen.
bringing up
Udon
Italian
noodles.
pasta. They got fusilli.
Yeah.
They got
They got rigatoni.
they got linguine. You know, the typical traditional like.
They got that motherfucker from Ratatouille. It's crazy.
No, I had I was trying some. They had these like they look like hard little carrots, but when you put it in the boiling water, it turns into a noodle. But it was like a thin little noodle stuffed with cheese, almost like a noodle tortellini.
I need that shit in my life.
That was
bro.
awesome,
I
man.
need that
Putting
in my
that,
life.
and then we put everything in a pot. And Nicole and I, we made it. We while we waited for the water to boil, they also have like finger foods like fries, pizza, wings, fried dumplings, popcorn chicken, shrimps, like little finger foods to eat while you wait for your noodles to boil. And it was really good. But Nicole and I definitely put a lot of stuff in our pot without realizing, you know, once it all boils down, there's a lot of food. So there was a lot of different types of noodles that we left over. Not a lot, but it was quite a few. Yeah. But what was interesting, on the receipt, they said that they were going to charge if the pot that we give, if we were done eating, they're going to charge if it weighed over a pound.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't eat my food and you're going to charge me for not finishing it. And then a little,
That's what they
I think
do.
asterisk. No, there was a little asterisk and it was like, all food that money will pull out will be donated to food donations as a charity. And I was like,
that's what they do at those buffets.
Yeah, I mean that's like the key buffet make your money.
That's like when I go to the buffet, only water because they get you on them fucking sodas.
mm-hmm.
Only
No
water,
refills.
and I literally go in and my plate is that small just to make sure I can finish it. And then if I want more, I go back and I go again. I never make that mistake.
I don't do a lot of buffets, so this was my first time seeing that rule.
No, I've
like,
learned my
whoa.
lesson.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I learned it there.
By the way, I did my research. Tteokbokki is a style of Korean rice cakes.
Interesting.
That's what that is.
So that's probably what you saw all the different types of.
Probably,
Yeah.
but it was all really good. And before I left, I wanted to pick this up just because it had a cool name as opposed to everything else. It's called Jinro is back. It's a soju, which is basically a liquor that is distilled from grains.
It's like sake, but I've had like a flavored one before, and it was good.
Yeah, there was a bunch of flavored ones.
But I think this one's not like
good.
This one's like great. Now I want to say it's like I would say it's like diet moonshine. I would describe it as.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I love sake.
It's like sake, yeah.
I love that. Like my father, when he introduced sake to me, I think it was at a hibachi place. What?
No, I was imagining your dad, like, a whole ceremony. Like a Japanese man walks out. He puts a crown on Joey's head. He's like, Joseph, you're now becoming a man.
There's time to try
There's a
stuff.
fucking, there's a like a
They
lazy.
got the whole system.
It's a lazy Susan. It turns. You see the bottle of sake.
Yeah,
Present it to you,
That's
Joey.
exactly what my father does when he introduces me anything. But he explained it as it's like a liquor tea. He says it's like warm liquor. It's like very warm and it's good. It goes down the body very slowly.
It is a product of South Korea. Spirits distilled from rice and neutral spirits distilled from grains, tapioca, sweet potato, and white potato.
Yes.
I want to try it.
Which is so it's similar to vodka as well, because vodka is
Potatoes, yeah.
So
I was gonna say, to keep it on the subject of buffets and to tell a great story about one of my good friends, Jose, who will be
Yes.
here later. I don't think we've ever talked about Jose and the buffet lady.
Do you want cups or are you down to swig it?
I'll just swig it. I'm probably not even gonna like it if I'm being honest.
vodka down the hatch.
Yeah, right, pretty
Salud.
much. Hold on, let's see Joe's reaction to this Jinro.
He's back, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a fully bad. It's
No.
not a fully good either.
It almost tastes like water mixed with liquor.
That's what I I've tasted soju before, so.
Like it almost tastes watered down. Like, but that's
Yeah, exactly, because it's
vodka down to hatch. Does it go down easy or?
yeah.
but it's like you put water in moonshine, I would say. Yeah.
I don't, It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I've had flavored before. Flavored of that is quite good.
They had flavored, and
It
I
goes
was
down.
not
It's
getting
weird
it.
because it makes you like do the face like because the taste sucks, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So you're just like, ugh, but it's not bad. You know what I mean? Like it's bad, but it's not terrible.
This is Koreans are like get drunk, but
Don't hurt.
and don't be in pain.
No, fucking, I was gonna say.
Word, get drunk, but don't feel hurt.
The only one member of Team Joystick that has never had this experience is Joseph. We need to bring Joey with us one year. But we used to have a bit of a friend tradition that started one year with me, Dylan, and Jose visiting the Poconos for the 4th of July.
We have to do this again, by the way.
And I actually, let me just bring this up real quick. The reason we went to the Poconos is because Jose used to go with his family and he used to go watch this fireworks display that we would go and watch. And the first time that me, Jose, and Dylan went, and we laid down on that grassy hill and those first fireworks went off, we were like, holy shit, this is the closest we have ever been to a fireworks show. It was dangerous, but it was also one of the coolest things we've ever fucking done.
If there, I like this is my rule, right? If something's dangerous, but I turn to my right and there's a 6-year-old, it's not that dangerous.
If
You know what
everyone
I mean?
else is doing it.
Yeah, if everyone else is doing it, you're like, what's the worst that could happen?
That's wrong.
That's
but-
why I feel like the whole, if all your friends jump off a bridge, are you gonna go and do it? I'm like, well, why is everyone doing it?
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
is
yeah.
everyone?
Is it cool?
They survived? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Are they
Yeah,
surviving after?
Yeah.
Fucking and just to give I'm not sure, this isn't the point of the story, but just so you get some geographicisms in your head. We're like here on top of a hill, and then the hill goes down like 20 feet, and then at the bottom of a hill there's like a small river, or like, what would you call it, like a strait? I don't know, like a,
Yeah. I would say a river with like a bed on each side. Yeah.
And then on the other side of it there's a table and then trucks, and that's where the fireworks show is happening. So it's like down the hill across the river.
So they shoot it like over you.
Yeah.
In a way.
So when those fireworks go off, they're like right above your head, and like we're on the ground. So when they explode, you like feel that shit in your chest. It's like boom, boom, like inside. Mad fun. Me, Jose, and Dylan, when we went to go eat at a Chinese style buffet that was in the Poconos.
Mm-hmm.
Jose is a fan of Asian women. This has been a constant in Jose's life.
Oh wait,
And,
I'm remembering now.
Yeah, and we walk into this Asian style buffet, and there is a maitre d' / hostess who works there, who, no joke, at the time is probably 45 years old.
At least.
An Asian woman with short hair. Jose is infatuated. Jose is like, I love her. That's going to be my future wife one day, right? All jokes, and then we walk away. Even in the car, he's like, she was so bad, right? A year later, we revisit the Poconos. This time, we bring Jerry. We're saddened to find out that they canceled the fireworks show, so we went for nothing, but we still make the most out of it. You know how we make the most out of it? We go back to the buffet.
Go back to the buffet. You know what you do after the buffet? Put a bag that you got from the candy store on your head.
Here's that.
Pull that up.
And we go back to the buffet, and sure enough, Jose's flame is still there. So Jose is like, oh my God, it's meant to be, This chick is back, let me rap to her. He doesn't, but the point is she's still there, right?
That's crazy.
Jose's still infatuated. This is probably 2018. Years go by. It is now the year 2021.
Yes.
I go to the Poconos with an ex and some of our friends. They're like, oh, we should go out to eat. I don't know where to eat. I know where to eat.
Gourmet.
East Gourmet
buffet.
We're heading there. We go in, and I don't tell them that I want to go to see if this woman is still working there. And for what it's worth, the food is actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good thing to start with a new group of friends. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to go see if this chick's still
Yeah,
working
right?
there.
So we go, and then as we're eating the meal, sure enough, I see her pop up, and I'm like, yo, she's still here. And I explained to everybody, I'm like, yeah, so I have this friend and I remember one of my ex's old friends. She was really, really funny. She was like, yo, take a picture of me, and I'll like pose, and then behind me you could get the picture. So I have a picture on my photo of her just like in the corner of the frame,
So
like,
you can get a picture.
and then
That's
in the background,
crazy.
mad far away, it's just like this woman handing a menu or whatever. But even better, I'll blur the face to keep the identity. As I'm walking out of the restaurant, I go like that, like with my phone just like tucked on my arm, and somehow caught the clearest picture of this woman like walking past her, to the point where everybody was like, how did you get that so good? And I was like, I don't know.
Bobby's going to
That's
get
your
tired.
skills, man.
And the only reason I did it is because I sent that grainy picture from far away to Jose, and he was like, yo, you gotta try to get a better one, and sent it to me, and I do it, and I sent it to him, and he's like, yo, you're a fucking G for that one, bro. She still looks good, and she's like 50 at this point.
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy.
So shout outs to Jose, shout outs to her. Fucking Jose's. Wouldn't it be great if they get married one day?
Holy
Full
shit.
circle.
Great.
Jose's like, this is my 67-year-old Asian wife. She's mad cool. We hang out with her. We're like, she cooked, bro.
She made us a buffet.
We were
And then
there.
she charged us for anything we didn't eat.
She gave me a soda and charged me $4.50. What the fuck?
Crazy.
Just shit, man.
We'll finish this. Jinro is back.
Oh, I'll drink it with you.
Bro, I'm going to turn into Jinro.
Who the fuck is Jin, bro?
Yo, he's back.
So stupid.
Fuck. Oh god.
I want to go on a little bit of a rant.
I was also gonna go on a rant, but you go on your.
What
rant.
was your? What
I
was
have
your
a rant
about?
My rant was
too.
basketball related.
Yeah, my rant was also basketball.
My rant was
related.
about Harry Potter.
Yeah, so we can kind of segue this weirdly. I don't know how, but I feel like there's a common link.
The Harry Potter Basketball Association.
Because mine is like basketball, but it's also basketball video game related.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe we can start with basketball,
And then
and then we'll go to that, and then we can. Okay, yeah.
Well, I
can
mean,
go-
mine was just less of a rant and more on a takeaway of how ridiculous the NBA changed in
Yeah.
the course of like
So-
2 nights.
So, I can
They changed rules?
No.
No.
Okay. So the NBA back in the day was a different time. The NBA was like a lot. I don't want to say slower years ago, but people scored less.
It was
a much different game. But now, the NBA I would say now probably the best sport. Even though like in terms of like watching, basketball's not my most exciting sport to watch.
Can I just cut you off for 1
Yeah.
second? My dad and I were having a really good conversation about it last night, and I honestly don't think I'm wrong here. I think just to give it a time frame, in the past 10 years, the NBA has transcended in a way no other sports has. It's gotten to a level of ridiculous athleticism, but also like a level of strategy that was never seen
Everything.
in the game
Yes.
before.
And not only that, but it's like it is the only association of sports that like pushes the limits, I would say. Like baseball is kind of like they make rule changes, but it's very much like a traditional game. Football's the same shit every year. They're trying to less brain damage. But basketball is like they're doing as much as they can across all, like even in terms of like management perspectives, paying the players. I mean, 10 years ago, there were players that were making a couple of $1 million. I want to say that Steph Curry in 1 week made more money than Wilt Chamberlain made in like 10 years.
I believe it.
It was something like that. Like even just financially, the amount of money these players are getting paid.
Not only that, you figure that it's like the one sport that goes on for practically the entire year. They're
Yeah.
playing for like 8-9 months,
And then when it's off, they're trying the prospects out in the summer league.
exactly.
It's like it's a sport that always is always
It's
going.
never going to stop.
Yeah.
And people make jokes about it, but there's always the WNBA. It's like basketball is always fucking happening
Yeah.
in the pro circuit, you know.
And this past week, I thought everyone thought it was going to be about football, you know, because the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. We're actually filming this the day of the Super Bowl.
Today's the Super Bowl.
Today is, but a lot of people forget that you know, and people like me and a lot of people who follow sports, even press people, reporters, there's like a 1 week span that everyone always loves. And people's
That's early February.
ears perk up when the two words are heard, and that is trade deadline.
Do you know what this is real quick to explain? it
Not
to you?
really.
So in sports, you can't just trade for someone like midway through the playoffs. That wouldn't really make a lot of sense, right?
Okay.
Like for example,
Yeah.
imagine losing in the playoffs, like LeBron loses, and
And
then
then,
you
all right,
trade.
trade.
You trade.
Yeah.
him. So midway towards probably 2/3 of the way through the season in most sports, hockey is really hyped too. Because hockey, there wasn't any trades for like 3 months, and then there was like 4 trades in a day because of the trade deadline. But the basketball, everyone just decided to say fuck the world and just trade everything and everyone. Bobby,
That's Jinro.
He's escaping. Holy fuck. Yeah.
We're all going to be Jinro after this.
Not to cut you off, but in my head, I was like, I've had that before. It went fine the first time, so I went more confident the second time, and I shouldn't.
it's like sweet, and that also
throws you off,
It annoys
right?
me. It's like I wish this was just miserable.
Anyway, trade deadline.
Trade deadline, and some teams in basketball just decided to just let loose, and
Yeah.
you know.
So basically, there's what is the trade deadline? The 5th of February?
Yes.
So on the 5th of February at 3 p.m. Eastern, that's when all trades have to be finalized.
Okay.
So up until that deadline, like the 4th, even the night of the 4th into the morning of the 5th, trades are happening all over the NBA. So, like, there were a lot of big trades, but funny enough, 2 of the biggest trades affected the Brooklyn Nets because the 2 quote-unquote biggest players on the Nets, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, the all-stars on the team, both left the Brooklyn Nets in like a 2-day span. Yes. Kyrie got traded to the Mavericks, and Kevin Durant got traded to the Suns. By the way, congratulations to the Phoenix Suns for winning the 2023 NBA Finals.
They're still not in a playoff spot, but
I don't give a shit.
They're still not in a playoff. They'll make it.
They will win. Yes, they will win. But regardless,
they'll choke. We'll see.
The NBA just completely shifted. There's like, I think the 2 biggest teams to look at right now are low-key the Nets and the Lakers because their 2 entire rosters just like changed overnight. And I can't speak much to the Lakers because I only really saw 1 game, but the new look Nets look pretty fucking dope. I don't know how to explain it.
A lot of people had some like mixed opinions as the moves were going on, but I could just say, regardless of what happens, it's a massive W across the board. It's a big thing to lose Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
but I don't care.
Lost them?
Well, you traded. They traded.
Yeah, team now.
Yeah. But they got a lot in return for them.
Yeah, and like that's the other funny thing is I really don't want to sound stupid when I say this because you have to understand that Kevin Durant is easily like top 10 basketball player of all time.
Yes.
There's no discerning that. In fact, he probably has contention for top 5 basketball player of all time. That's how good this guy is.
Especially if he gets more titles,
Yeah, for sure. So I'm not trying to be that guy that's like, we could still do fine without KD because he did give a lot of value to our team. However, the big thing around having a player like that, especially having 2 big players like that in the form of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, is that a lot of the game kind of gets centered around having that player, right? You run screens, you get the ball to that player because they're your playmaker, right? They average 30 fucking points a night, so get them the ball and they'll put it in. But now the Brooklyn Nets has a ridiculously well-rounded team of not only some of the best shooters in the NBA, but some of the best defense I've seen in like the span, like overnight.
They have literally 4 players who are known literally mainly for defense.
They have Mikal Bridges, who they got
defensive first team.
Yep, and then second last year, I think, to fucking Smart, or the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And they already have Nicholas Claxton, who is a serious contention for defensive player this year and has most blocks. So like,
also Ben Simmons 2-time defensive. Royce O'Neal literally signed for his defense.
Dorian Finney-Smith. So like overnight, the Brooklyn, like honestly, we were watching them. Granted, they lost against the Sixers yesterday. Mm-hmm. The way they were like double, triple teaming Embiid, like they could not get a fucking shot off. Like a lot of people even said that they were like, granted, yeah, the Sixers still won, but they won a lot off of free throws because we were just not letting them get anything, and it was awesome. I was like, this is dope.
And it's not, and it's rare where it's like you have like a fucking yard sale. Like you say, imagine selling everything in your house, but your house is still really nice.
Yeah.
And then someone's like, hey, we brought more shit to your house. That's literally what happened.
Damn.
And the funniest part is that people were saying like, oh, the Nets are just going to lose in the first or second round. We had Kyrie Irving on our team. Yeah. We were losing in the first or second round anyway. Yeah. We were going to lose in the playoffs anyway. Yeah. There's no way this team can beat like the Mavericks.
2 seasons ago, we had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, and we lost in the first or second round.
Yes.
And then the second playoffs, we had Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and we got swept in the first round.
Yes.
So a lot of people were having these different opinions, like they're not going to make it to the playoffs. I actually think they will make it to the playoffs. I think they will lose.
They are in the first round. They are 9 games ahead in a playoff spot. Yeah. They are fine.
I think they will make it. I think they will probably lose in the first round. I don't think they'll be swept, but I gotta say, I am fucking excited to see these Nets play. It's just like, you know, Yuta Watanabe, Joe Harris, Patty Mills, like
they're all they have the best like bench, I would say.
Not to mention Joe Harris just gets up and shoots like 7 3-pointers in a row, and then he sits down and he's like, "All right, I did my job." Like it's crazy. It's insane.
He gets paid like $11 million to do that too. Yeah.
It's funny. Me and my dad were watching the game, and I was like, Joe Harris scored like 3 3-pointers in a row. And I was like, I'm about to go get my fucking Harris jersey right now. My dad was like, I shouldn't have got a fucking Durant jersey.
Never.
I gotta get into a sport, man.
Yeah. Bro, get into basketball.
Basketball is and by the way, everyone made trades like because of the time difference. Durant was traded at around 10 o'clock at night, which over here is at 1 in the morning. So everyone
found out like in the middle of the night, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And not only that, Mikal Bridges, who got traded to the Nets for Kevin Durant, found out on Twitter before he even found out from his management team and his reps. He found out via Twitter, and his response was, "Oh my god!" Like he was literally like that.
So, okay.
And for what it's worth, I love Mikal Bridges. He's so fucking. He's just a really cool. Spirit.
Which can you pull up his like just pull up his like basketball reference page, because I was looking up on Basketball Reference, players have nicknames. And he has like the funniest fucking nicknames.
Bro, they already gave him a nickname, Brooklyn Bridges.
Oh, look, pull this up. Yeah, look, he has a nickname. What are his nicknames, bro?
The Warden, Noodles, Inspector Go-Go Gadget, String Bean, Brittle, and Praying Mantis. And this is who I want on the Brooklyn Nets. And Brooklyn Bridges, baby.
Brooklyn, he has 20 nicknames.
That's fucking incredible.
His name's Noodles.
So yeah, hopefully this will be a fun time. There's a lot of good teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
This is like the most competitive sport I've ever seen.
No, yeah. And yeah, I joked about like the Suns, because they look like a crazy stacked team, but like Dylan said, there's honestly like there's like a good 5-6 teams that are in contention to win.
The Grizzlies are incredible to watch. The Celtics are really good. The Clippers, if Kawhi plays,
he's
the
back.
Celtics,
Yeah,
Clippers
Paul George, he's going to work.
Clippers are good.
Fucking this guy, we got Josh Hart on the Knicks now. That's gonna be really interesting. It's a fun time.
Hell yeah.
No more Patrick Beverly on the Lakers.
Oh no.
Now they have Mo Bamba.
They have everyone.
I'm excited.
It is cool. Basketball was the only sport I really played for a long time, like growing up.
And Dylan plays basketball virtually.
Yeah.
Which is another thing you wanted to.
Yeah. So I fell down a rabbit hole because when all of these trades happened, the first thing I thought in my head was like, I feel like this is someone's like franchise mode in the game, and they're just like trading everyone. Because back in the day, you used to not be able to like trade draft picks that are like far in the future.
I left my Baja Blast.
Oh, okay.
I was doing some Baja Blast promotion. We're doing this on the day of the Super Bowl. So remember when you were watching the Super Bowl 4 days ago to order Taco Bell.
And remember to drink Jinro.
And remember to listen to Meet Me at the Altar.
Oh, definitely. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So it really did feel made up, especially now that like you can trade draft picks like 6 years in the future. The Nets have a 2029 first round pick. Mm-hmm. That guy is literally like 12 or 13 right now, and he's gonna play for the Nets. You already know, but anyways, it felt made up. So I was like, this motivates me to play NBA 2K. Mm-hmm. So I look and see what 2Ks I have.
Yeah,
NBA 2K22 overheats my PS5 for some reason. I'm like, that's kind of sad, you know. That upsets me a little.
Maybe
bit.
It's all the standees.
Yeah, but I looked back, and the most available game I could play was NBA 2K16.
Yo,
where the Nets were, I believe, had 36 wins, and their best player was Jack and Brook Lopez. Yep. So I was like,
the Brook Lopez days.
The Brooklyn Lopez. So I'm like, I can go back and change this before it even fucking started. There's no Durant, no big beard guy, no player that thought that the vaccine was gonna give him AIDS.
No Hitler.
None of that. None of that bullshit. Well, we just have we can make.
By the way,
our
I just
own
love
team.
that you had the respect to say Durant's name. Just like always have that respect. It's KD, baby.
Lanky K. I mean, he's fucking
Lanky Kong.
Lanky Kong, literally. Same with Nick Claxton too. Nick Claxton is the same.
And somehow Kevin Durant is way more lankier than Nick Claxton. It's crazy.
No, Kevin Durant literally said
Kevin Durant's wingspan is like taller than his body. I don't get it.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Kevin Durant lied about his height at the draft.
I believe
nice
because he's 6. I think he's around 7 foot, but he says he's shorter.
Yeah, there's no way.
Why?
Because when you're 7 foot, they try to make you play center, and he was like, you can shoot. Yeah. So he was just like, don't let me like that. But I went back in time, and I decided, hey, I sent Bobby a video where I accidentally broke the game, where I drafted 31 times in a row, but it was just like a glitch.
This shit was actually hilarious.
I somehow broke the game where I just drafted the same player over and over again. What are we looking up?
I don't know, because I know Joel Embiid is 7 foot, so I wanted to see a size comparison, low key.
Yeah, so
about the same height.
Maybe it's the shoes they're wearing.
Yeah, so he's like 6'11", probably.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's so funny to see a height difference between these two giant people, right? Like, oh, look, Kevin Durant's
Yeah, we're like around maybe that height, maybe
Yeah,
not
not-
even.
no,
Not
not
even.
even.
No,
Like,
Seth
That
guy-
guy's like 6'1",
That guy,
right?
Seth Curry, is like at least 6'3".
Yeah.
That guy's like 6'3".
That's
These
like when
people
my
are
mom
giants.
saw Taco Fall on the fucking floor, and she's like, "They look so tiny," and it's like, no, Taco Fall is 7'4". Like,
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
But anyway,
so to end this on a good note, I then was decided, you know what, let's go back to regular time. I noticed that the PS4 version of 2K23 was $10. So I was like, let me pick that shit up right now. So I'm playing that now, and it's way better to have players that aren't fucking retired
Yeah.
or fell off the face of the earth, or like a 19-year-old Jokic that
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah.
But they completely mangled both game modes, and I'm pretty upset about it. So now, so back in the day, they decided that instead of having a franchise mode, they were gonna have two different modes. There's
Adventure mode?
my career.
there's my career is when you play your own guy.
Yeah.
And then you have my league, which is like the season franchise mode, and then you have my GM,
And they have Battle
which
Royale.
is better. I mean, they do. MLB has BR.
Oh,
Doesn't work the same way though. You just face each other until there's one left. It doesn't work the same way. But essentially, the way that my GM used to work is that you would be like the executive, you know, and you'd have to like basically deal with the owner while you also run the team.
Got it.
So it was basically made for all the people that are like, I wanna, you know,
I want to do the.
I wanna be in
Sean
the
Marks. you know?
yeah. And it's like, I want to fucking control how much hot dogs cost. You know, even at me, at a certain point, it's like we went a little too far.
Wow.
But this was like one of my favorite modes because like they actually did it pretty good justice in 2K16. I mean, like the owner would come in and be like, "We need to trade Brook Lopez," and I'd be like, "Yeah, we do. Fuck him, right?" But now they completely have made this mode into like a mockery. It is now there's an XP system. There's ranked and unranked.
Unranked GM.
Unranked general managing mode versus ranked. You have now points that you can do per day.
But don't lie, you know, there's a part of you that's like, let's fucking go. You know, I'm
It's
about to
too much.
GM,
It's
GM
what-
harder than you motherfuckers.
I'm gonna be a
it-
general manager
It's
more
too
than
much.
you.
It's like we didn't need to go this far. You know, we didn't have to go. You could have just kept it where like the owner comes in like fucking. We need pictures of Spider-Man. You know, he comes in and gives demands.
So do you think that they look at the top score and they call that person or email that person like, hey, you have the top score in the
You
general
get virtual
management
card.
game?
You get VC.
We're gonna get
You get V-Bucks, bro. You get 2K V-Bucks. You get like the currency.
you get the in-game currency.
You get
for
in-game
being-
currency. When your game is loading, they
So-
ask you trivia
so
and you
what's
win
the
currency.
point? So why is there a mode that it goes into this great detail? Like, is just for people that find enjoyment in it?
Yeah, but yes. Exactly, Joey. Which is why they didn't need to make it ranked or make it all of these scoreboards, because the whole point of it was for people that just wanted to do this on the side.
That's crazy.
And then now the season mode completely skips all of the managerial stuff.
Which, real quick, for what it's worth, I know we're making fun of it, but that is pretty fucking cool that they do something like that.
Yeah.
Because, like, there are a lot of people whose itch gets scratched by importing a mode like that. Because, oddly enough, there are a lot of people who I'd argue are like you, who look at the sports sides of things and go, you know, the managerial position, at least the coaching sides are way
the
more.
managerial side and like the conversations, you're like sitting
yeah.
down to like sign a play. 1,000% on board with that. But there shouldn't be like a level up
Yeah.
system tied to that.
So is there like a sandbox mode in this
And
NBA
then- and
game?
They made it, right? The newest My Career, there was like a whole, like, you're the player, you go around the city and
They
all
made
that
a
shit.
city. I remember they made a
Yeah,
city,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I remember people like fighting in the city.
Well,
Online players.
That's what 2K was known for back in the day. One of the best sports games ever to ever exist is NFL 2K6, I believe. Because it was, you had a mansion, you could like design your house, you
Damn.
did like off-season games and shit like that. Like it was like
Do you have
incredible.
pets?
I think so. I don't know if it was that crazy. I mean, it was
Fucking Puffle.
it was like PS2, but like you could do like crazy amounts of like customization shit that I feel like even now they're just like slowly catching up to now. But yeah, they completely fucked up GM mode, and now so I'm stuck playing the other season mode, which isn't as good. When really they should just make one mode that lets you, like a sandbox mode, that's like a season that lets you do everything.
Maybe they should just make a separate game.
Maybe they should just
They
give
ju-
everything.
I mean,
guns
football,
and
that's why they
jetpacks.
have like Soccer Manager,
General
2018.
Manager 2K.
accounting simulator.
They do. I played the shit out of that.
Filing clerk simulator.
Do you have a game you want to rant about?
Yeah,
I'm
I've
sure
been
you do.
actually playing. The game just came out this week. Hogwarts Legacy.
Ooh, Joey's playing Hogwarts
Stop.
Legacy.
Don't click off. Don't click off. No, as we could see, the game has a lot of controversy because it's using source material from J.K. Rowling, who is showcases on Twitter and everything that she's very transphobic. Mm-hmm. She's not agreeable with the trans community. So a lot of people have then started to boycott this game, the Hogwarts Legacy game. But a lot of the developers have been openly apologizing, trying to explain that J.K. Rowling doesn't have any role in their game making process, just on what they can put into the game. And I feel for the developers because it looks like they're people that genuinely care about making a good game, related to the source material, which is Harry Potter. But then there's a lot of people on Twitter and boycotting the game, saying, "Don't purchase this game. If you purchase this game, you're part of the problem, or you're transphobic." And I'm like, it's
shut the fuck up, all right? Shut
game.
the fuck up, all right? If you don't want to play the game because of that, don't play the game. If you want to play the game, you're probably not even transphobic. Guess what? That bitch is still gonna make money. She has the other 18 fucking properties.
She has Universal theme parks dedicated to her. She has bookstores.
She has a
dedicated to
Broadway
her.
show
She
that
has a
sells out every
Broadway
night.
show.
The dent you're making by not purchasing the game is so fucking little.
Minuscule, bro.
You not buying a $60 game, $70 game is not gonna matter. She will not care.
You're only taking money away from the people who worked really hard on the game.
That's exactly
who deserve the money.
I've been playing it, and a lot of reviewers have been scared to give it a score. So even like the game screen, or doesn't matter, because they were like, we're not gonna review this game because it's not really up to the standards. It's harmful to people in our community. And I'm like, it's literally just a game that has nothing to do with anything but wizard shit.
Yeah, it's literally a wizard video
And feel
game.
free to spoil it. Are there any main characters from the Harry Potter universe in this story?
No one in the Harry Potter universe is in this story.
So who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying?
Dumbledore is not the headmaster.
This is crazy.
Everyone's
It's a completely
different.
new thing.
It's
Just
a completely
fucking go
new
with it,
thing.
dog. Oh my god.
It's a completely new
Oh
thing.
no,
and
but J.K. Rowling gets 50 cents when we buy the game.
Yeah.
Also, what I
bullshit.
do want to ask, because I genuinely don't know. I have watched the Harry Potter movies in passing, and I haven't really read the books or anything. Does her whole shtick about transphobia and all that ever come across in the books or in the storylines and things that she writes about?
I've seen the movie, and I haven't noticed that.
Because I might be wrong, but I feel like the whole thing was Harry Potter came out and everything.
It was all
great, and then when this whole transphobic shit happened, it was 2017.
It was
2018?
all after the books
and then
came
that's
out.
when they were like, no, we're done with her. But it's you still bought all the fucking books, you still
Yeah.
watched all the movies, you still probably love the franchise. It's just you found out that she's a piece of shit.
Well, that's what it is. It's all these people that looked up to her, or they loved the book series growing up, and now it's oh, this is a person I looked up to, and they're actually
and they don't
shitty.
they don't appreciate.
And I don't agree. And it's just you're not going to agree with a lot of people.
It's the whole thing you can't listen to R. Kelly's music anymore. Guess what? You still can. You know why?
It's on
half
Spotify.
those songs are still pretty fucking
It's
good.
on Spotify.
He's just in jail because he peed on a woman who was underage.
And also sex trafficking and all
But,
that
you know,
other
but
stuff.
fucking-
He did a lot.
He did do a lot, but he also did make a lot of decent music. You know,
It's hard to
kind of made a 25 piece.
That's how I feel with a
opera in a
band
closet.
word. That's how I feel with a band that also has a lot of allegations against them, that I'm I still listen to their older music, but I don't support them in anything else they do. McCafferty is the band I'm talking about. We don't need to go into that, but anyways, I just keep listening to his older stuff.
It's like the guy from Jank and Panucci's Pizza that he got he got found out that he was trying to have sex with underage kids and all that stuff. Still has a nice voice. Still have some songs on the jams. It's not I'm I love this guy.
No, I had to ceremonially take all those songs off the yams.
Did you really?
I took depending on it depends. There's probably some criminals on
I got two. I got one Versace Summer, one Panucci.
Versace Summer
or
is such a
Jank
good
one.
song.
You see, this is
Such a good song.
you gotta see which ones to keep. and
It's
which
hard,
ones to
man, to
drop.
separate art from the artist sometimes. Sometimes you just want to just be a good person. Please just be a good person.
I don't know. I think at the end of the day, and you can continue talking about Hogwarts in a second.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Just to stay on this, I think at the end of the day, that's the big question. It's how easy is it for somebody to disconnect the artist from the art? And again, this is just an opinion, and it may be the wrong opinion, but I think it should be very easy. I don't think that should not, art should be completely, or maybe not completely, but at the very most, you should be able to say like, oh yeah, that's J.K. Rowling's piece of work, right? Because it's in her vein, it's in her style, it's right at that. But you shouldn't say, I need to love J.K. Rowling to love Harry Potter. That shouldn't be the connect there. I don't expect people who watch the Joystick show to be like, I love Bobby Rosario and I'm going to follow him to the ends of the earth. No, I just want you to hear the couple dick jokes that I have to tell you 40 minutes in. Like, that's the point, you know?
Yeah.
And again, if you look into it, especially with musicians, it's usually the people who, I guess the term would be stan, right? The people who like stan these people so hard end up being kind of like the negative faces of fan culture for that.
It borders on obsession.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's not the... Yeah. I think a lot of it, like, I hate to be this guy, but it's like a lot of it should just kind of like, you know, turn the mirror maybe. It's like it's not necessarily about the famous person and how you feel. It's that you care too much about their opinion about things.
That's
when really
very true. You care too much.
It's like they're the artist. They're making the thing whether you like them or not. And in fact, you liked them at one point.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I just say with it. I was telling Dylan earlier today. I found the wrong side of Reddit earlier, and I never actually explained to Dylan what it was. It was just because I found like I typed in a speedrunner's name who I've been following. I'll get it to it in a few minutes. And then his name, a thing popped up, and it was a Reddit post that was like, "This is why I hate this runner." And then you click on it, and it's just like, he said he hated the SpongeBob movie game. Who is he to criticize the game? The sections, and he goes on, and then like the top comments are all like, dude, shut up. He has an opinion about the game, and he's trying to defend himself. And after reading like 2 sentences of the defense, I was like, where am I? Like, where on the internet am I right now?
This guy cares too much.
Yeah. Literally, most of the internet is like that.
I like Harry Potter, but I'm not like, oh my God, I saw the movies. I live and breathe this shit. I'm like,
but a genuine question I have for you is, how is the game? Because I want to buy it.
This is the genuine question. So a lot of people are scared to review it, and even IGN, who gave it I think 9 out of 10, people were like, oh, they did it because J.K. Rowling bought her. Like J.K. Rowling like paid IGN.
And then, right,
to give
and
it
people
a good
were low key
score.
like they didn't give it the 10 out of 10 because they felt like, right?
Yeah,
It was like, bro,
no, it's a good
so
game.
here is Joey's review of Hogwarts Legacy. Bah, confetti. I only played 2 hours of it, so I've been really busy at work. But with those 2 hours of getting accustomed into Hogwarts, learning how to fight, and doing 1 or 2 puzzles, I very much enjoyed myself. I think the game is beautiful. And I don't know if it's just because it's on a PS5 or the hard dedication this developing team did. The game is beautiful. Like, there are times that every moment I want to take pictures. I want to take pictures and like screen record. And I never really want to do that. Only very few games make me want to like, let me play the story and take pictures as I go along. But like, they're really cool moments and things, like, because it's a magical world, they play with just like jumping and doing things and things just going
awesome. Around.
So it's really cool how they utilized everything. And if you want to get into this, there's no representation. There's tons of representation. There's Spanish-looking kids, and there's black children, and there's a bunch of other. One of our professors is this Indian man, it looks like. And I'm like, this is like a lot of representation. I don't see how people could be like, this game is harmful. And there's even a trans character, supposedly. I never met her in the game yet. But there's a trans character in the game, and then the people are complaining that it's still offensive because the character's name is like Sorona, and if you take apart, it still says Sir, and they're like, it's still harmful. And I was like, just name the person like a generic name,
right?
Give the name like just a
Bethany.
letter. There we go. Like a happy, change the name. But I don't know. My companion that I've been choosing is this Ugandan character that was transferred because her mother knows a different type of magic that Hogwarts doesn't know.
That's cool, actually.
And she goes, and there's a different school in Uganda.
That's sick.
I was learning so
much.
much.
Did you know about that?
No.
There's other magic schools all over the world in the Wizarding universe, and they're actually pretty cool. They've mentioned a lot of them.
There's like, I think 3 companions, and she's one of them. I'm like, it's her.
She's
one like, I know magic without a wand. She says, you guys use a wand. I don't know why. It's
I just imagine fucking jock Hogwarts.
The one in the United States
like, sup, scrub.
What's cool about the United States Wizarding
it's like
school,
Native American.
It's like Native American themed.
Oh,
so
nice.
The 4 schools are all like about chiefs and all that stuff, and then I think it's hidden on the top of a mountain in Washington or something like that.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we be going.
There's like a Japanese one, a German one, and they're all hidden. That's like the whole thing. They're like,
yeah, the one in Uganda is hidden in a mountain.
Yeah, you can't.
They said,
them.
and you know what's sick? You know, in Hogwarts, you're sent a letter by an owl. She was telling. I asked her because there's dialogue options. I asked her, how do you get accepted to that? And she says, you enter this dreamlike state while you're sleeping, and you are speaking to something. It's almost like a premonition. And when you wake up with a rock in your hand, and that's your invitation to go to that mountain.
That's cool.
And I'm like, that is so sick.
The Wizarding World is a really cool like lore.
Could you imagine having
Shout out to J.K. Rowling. She's the best.
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's a creative
woman.
genius. You know, I'd honestly follow her in all of her beliefs. I don't really care what they are.
No,
just completely
powerful artist.
Yeah, I think we should always believe the artists when they say things.
Yeah, we should always, if
you
really like the work that much. I
do
mean,
have one last question about Hogwarts, though.
What's up?
How does the sorting thing work out with, like, do you get to pick
They give you a questionnaire, and it sorts it for you, but if you're not happy with that, and like, I'm not this, you can change it if you want.
Oh, okay. Because I saw people, like, when people were playing it, they were at, like, what house did you get? And I was like, you don't get to pick? I was like...
No, they give you, like, a 3-question, like, pick, and then it sorts it for you. But if you know the Wizarding World, you know which questions to pick for what you want.
I also there's like a trophy guide, and there's like 3 missable, or rather 4 missable trophies, but it's because you need to play 2 hours on 3 separate playthroughs just to get to. There's like a part of the game, like the something hall. It takes like 2 hours to get to it, but you need to do it for one of each of the houses.
Wow.
So you need to do 1 2-hour playthrough for Gryffindor, 1 for Hufflepuff, Slytherin, and Ravenclaw.
Damn, imagine playing the game.
And then the rest is like a 60-hour. It's apparently like not a hard platinum, it's just a grind. It's like
it's a grind. Yeah, no, to be honest, like I said, I played 2 hours, and in those 2 hours, they kind of explain who you are, what you're doing, and why you're going to Hogwarts, which is pretty cool. Last thing I'm going to say about the game, you're going to Hogwarts because it's actually a safety for you. You're actually like an adventurer with a professor. You've been homeschooled by this professor, and he's saying like, oh, like things are getting a little too heated. We need you to not be around me. I'm sending you to Hogwarts. So you're going as a 5th year. You already know magic, but it's almost like Hogwarts isn't the focus. The main focus is your adventure with this professor.
Yeah.
Hogwarts is just the place where you're learning all the new things to bring to this adventure.
It's fire. And if I may wrap up this podcast with talking about a game I've been playing. I've been playing SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake, which might sound like a bit of deja vu, considering I talked about that last week. But now I'm speedrunning it.
Yes.
I learned all the tricks, the fancy whatnots. I showed you guys some cool stuff last week with the
what is it, Obama?
The Obama floats and all that stuff, cool levitation glitches that you can do. I was talking to Dylan about it earlier. So the basically what happened is when the runs first started coming out, there was like a tutorial that came out for the run, and it was very bare bones, early strats. So I learned that, and I got pretty good at it. And then I told Dylan the other, like maybe a night ago, the console record at the time was probably like 56 minutes, something like that, or like 58 minutes, I think it was. And no, it was 56 minutes. I was gonna do a full run. Sorry, I'm burping. Looked at the time and it said 1:24. So I did the run. In the middle of the run, I told Dylan I was bullshitting. I was like on the phone. I was looking up YouTube videos. I was smoking weed and all that stuff. Finished the run. It was 2:22. So I had 58 minutes and the record was 56 minutes. So I was like, oh shit, I'm like 2 minutes off, and I'm like wasn't even trying. And I didn't think about it like that, but I was like, oh, I could like take it seriously low key. The next day, which was last night, the record got pushed down on console to 50 minutes. The record on PC is like 42. And then last night I learned not only did I learn all the new strats, I learned all of the new strats from the world record run. So like all the really hard stuff, all the risky stuff.
Yo.
Did a run, and I got like literally 52 minutes. So I'm still 2 minutes behind record, and the console record doesn't even do any of like the new strats. And again, I wasn't even doing a run. I was just like doing the tricks in order.
Yeah.
I would even get a trick done, and I'd be like, let me just do it again to really like get it.
Yeah,
like,
to
learn
get it in me.
So I was like redoing strats, and I still got close to the record. So that being said, I'm gonna start streaming pretty soon and get ready for some Cosmic Shake.
That's cool.
I will steal that console world record, even if it's for a fucking day. But I will.
Yeah, when you get records like that, there's always someone that's like, I'm gonna beat it, and then they beat yours.
I mean, that's a rivalry then, you know?
Speedrunning,
And then you just keep going back and forth until
No, yeah, it's fun. It's really good. It was also cool because like last night I was in the chat of a pretty prominent SpongeBob runner. His name is Shift, and I got to like share some like Just like he was
Shout outs to Shift.
Shout out to Shift. He was actually learning some of the strats I knew how to do, and this guy's like, the top runner of like the SpongeBob games. So he'd be like, "Oh, I did that strat, just looks so hard," and then I'm in the chat like, "You could actually kick the enemy, and it's a little easier." And then he does it, and he's like, "Oh, that's actually way freer. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it." And I'm like, "Look at me being part of the fucking community."
Of the community,
Right.
helping homies out.
You just got to make a thread on stuff you learned, like tricks that don't work on console.
Pretty much, yeah. But I'm excited to do that, and hopefully I could bring some of that exposure to the Joystick show.
Oh, that'd be cool. The only game I tried to speedrun was Scott Pilgrim, and it wasn't that really
marathon
fast.
soon, maybe.
Should do it.
Relearn some games. Joe, you want to learn a game?
I'll learn a game.
What game you want to speedrun?
I want to speedrun. I don't know. I have to think about it.
I want to speedrun this podcast.
Yes, nice.
You ready for the jam and yam?
I'm ready for the jam and yam.
Let's do this.
Woo!
I kind of know what I know what it is.
I know as well.
I gotta pull it out.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Lovely. Okay, my yam is Stay Gold Ponyboy by So Cliche.
Okay.
Produced by Drunk Girl. I don't know how to describe this. I would describe it as like emo rap, but like poppy kind of. I don't know how to describe it, but it's good. This guy's a classic. I have like 15 songs. His most popular song is actually a rap song about murdering women, but this is a lot better.
Fire.
And yeah,
cool.
Very pretty acoustic.
My slam is called "Everybody Shut Up" by DJ Pac-Man. It's a really dope song.
Everybody shut up in this country. Everybody shut up in this city.
Oh my god.
Everybody shut up in this world.
And yeah, it's really cool. I like the beat. It's pretty fire. It has a really inspiring message. No, I don't have a slam. I really wasn't listening to any music, so I'm just gonna.
That's it, bro. There it is.
That's it. Okay, yeah, that's it. Go check it out.
My jam of the week is low-key kind of special just because it's by the person who made the first ever jam of the week 127 episodes ago.
Ooh.
So shout outs to the song Speedboat Randy by Boobie Lootaveli.
Randy's on a speedboat.
Thank you for watching the Joystick Show episode 128. This was a fun one. Talked about sports, talked about games, kind of like the Orange piece in Trivial Pursuit. See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sports and leisure. Yeah.
I love leisure.
If you'd like to support Team Joystick, I don't know why I'm doing this voice, you could go ahead and subscribe to the boys. That is us. Team Joystick, Team Boystick. See what I did there? And
very close to Boy's dick. So
and like the Joystick Show episode 128, which is this episode right here, And to end this wonderful episode of 128,
I think Jinro is a real person. The bottle says born 1915.
how does the Pac-Man song go? Everyone in this continent,
Bop, bop,
shut
bop,
up.
bop, bop.
Everybody shut up in this world. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up in this city. Everybody shut up in this state.